Who was the Desert Fox, you might ask? A moniker that echoes through the annals of history, it belonged to none other than Erwin Rommel, the German field marshal, whose tactical brilliance during World War II made him one of the most revered and feared military leaders of his era. Rommel's impressive feats in the North African theatre of operations have solidified his legacy as a master of strategy and tactics. Rommel's journey in North Africa began when he assumed the mantle of the German Afrika Korps commander in February of 1941. His primary mission was to bolster the wavering Italian forces and prevent the total loss of Axis control in the region. Under the stewardship of Rommel, the Afrika Korps transformed into a formidable fighting force, renowned for their swift and audacious maneuvers. March of the same year saw Rommel's first significant triumph at the Battle of Kasserine Pass in Tunisia. Up against the Allied forces, Rommel's tactical ingenuity and unwavering resolve led him to a resounding victory, capturing thousands of Allied soldiers and inflicting substantial casualties. This success solidified his reputation as an exceptional and courageous commander. Perhaps one of Rommel's most notable accomplishments in Africa was during the siege of Tobruk. In April of 1941, he launched an offensive aimed at taking control of the strategically vital port city held by British and Commonwealth forces. Despite fierce sieges and bombing raids, the defenders held their ground for over 8 months, earning them the moniker, the Rats of Tobruk. Ultimately, in June 1942, Tobruk succumbed to Rommel's forces. The fall of Tobruk further fortified Rommel's standing as a formidable military leader. Rommel's most famed campaign in Africa, however, was the Battle of El Alamein. In July of 1942, Rommel initiated an offensive with the intention of breaking through the Allied lines and paving the way to Egypt. Nevertheless, his advance was thwarted by the resolute defense of the British 8th Army under General Bernard Montgomery. The battle raged on for several months, resulting in heavy casualties on both sides. The tide turned with the arrival of reinforcements and supplies, which enabled the Allies to launch a significant counter-offensive in October. This led to the defeat and subsequent retreat of Rommel's forces from Egypt. Despite this setback, Rommel's adept leadership and tactical prowess during the battle earned him global recognition as a master of desert warfare. In summation, Erwin Rommel's strategic brilliance and unyielding determination in the North African theatre of World War II had a profound impact on the course of the war. His legacy as the Desert Fox, a master tactician and strategist, lives on in military history. From his appointment as the commander of the Afrika Korps to his final stand at El Alamein, Rommel's achievements in Africa underscore his place as one of the greatest military leaders of his time. In the annals of military history, few names command the same respect and intrigue as that of Erwin Rommel. Known as the Desert Fox, Rommel's legendary status is a testament to his tactical prowess, leadership, and innovative approach to warfare. Our tale begins in the early days of the Second World War, in 1940. Rommel, already a decorated veteran of the First World War, was appointed to lead the German Afrika Korps in Libya. It was here that Rommel would earn his legendary status. Under Rommel's command, the Afrika Korps achieved its first significant victory during the Battle of Tobruk. Despite being vastly outnumbered and undersupplied, Rommel's forces managed to encircle and besiege the city, eventually forcing the Allied forces to surrender. This victory marked the first significant Axis victory in North Africa, and it was a testament to Rommel's tactical genius. In the months that followed, Rommel continued to outmaneuver and outfight the Allied forces. He was a master of battlefield tactics, using rapid, concentrated attacks to disrupt enemy lines, and then exploiting the ensuing chaos to encircle and destroy enemy forces. This approach, known as Blitzkrieg or Lightning War, became a hallmark of Rommel's command style. Rommel's streak of victories continued until late 1942, with the Second Battle of El Alamein. Despite his best efforts, Rommel was unable to overcome the Allied forces, marking a turning point in the North African campaign. After this defeat, Rommel was recalled to Europe, ending his legendary campaign in Africa. However, despite this setback, Rommel's impact on the war was far from over. His innovative tactics and command style would go on to influence military strategy for decades to come. Reflecting on the story of Erwin Rommel, several key points stand out. First, his tactical genius and innovative approach to warfare, which allowed him to achieve victories against overwhelming odds. Second, his leadership of the Afrika Korps, which he transformed into a formidable fighting force. And finally, his enduring legacy, which continues to influence military strategy and tactics to this day. Erwin Rommel's achievements in Africa were extraordinary, and they cemented his place as one of the greatest military commanders in history. His story is a testament to the power of tactical acumen, effective leadership, and the ability to adapt in the face of adversity. The legacy of the Desert Fox is a lasting reminder of what can be achieved through strategic brilliance and determination.